It's crooked.
Crooked is fine. Hand me another one.
There's no more.
What the hell is that? Drone. Don't move. Barn, go! Cover! Leah! Now! Yeah, we made it. Someone find us. They found us.
AI films have been on the rise lately, but have you ever wondered how they're made? Because if you try to create one yourself, you'll just end up generating a bunch of disconnected clips that look nothing like a real film. That's why in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact workflow I use to go from a blank page to a complete AI film that looks like it came out of a real production studio. Before we generate anything, we need a story. So the very first thing I'm doing is opening up Claude and generating my story. You can absolutely write your own if you already have something in mind, but I'm going to paste this prompt in and let it do the work. What we've got here is a tight, contained story of a father and his daughter living on a remote desert farm when a combat drone strays into their valley and starts hunting them. This contains all the important elements a film needs. It has characters you care about, escalating tension, a moment of victory, and then an ending that leaves you wanting more. And that structure is what's going to make every clip we generate feel intentional. This is the step that almost every AI video creator skips, and it's the exact reason their content ends up looking like a collection of random clips. When you're building a film, every single clip needs to feel like it belongs to the same world, with the same characters and the same narrative thread. Without that foundation, nothing you generate is going to hold together no matter how good the individual shots look. That's the difference a story makes. So lock yours in before you generate a single frame. Now that we have our story, we need to build the world around it. And that means heading into the tool that makes this entire workflow possible. For this, I'm using Higgsfield because it has a unique tool that's crucial for AI filmmaking. Once you're inside, click on Cinema Studio. This is the feature that makes Higgsfield completely different from anything else in this space right now. Cinema Studio gives you a dedicated filmmaking environment with a full production suite built around the idea that you're directing something, not just generating. Once you're inside Cinema Studio, make sure you're on image mode. This is where we're going to build all of our assets before we touch the video generator. 4 characters, 2 locations, and 1 prop. And I want to be clear about why we do this first. Every element we create here gets saved and referenced directly inside our video prompts later. That's what gives the whole film visual consistency, so the characters, locations, and objects stay consistent across every single clip. Let's build them one by one. The first character is based on me, so I'm going to upload a photo of myself, set the model to auto, and paste in this prompt. Auto mode basically tells Cinema Studio to follow the prompt closely without the AI layering its own creative decisions on top of it. It's the most faithful way to generate from a reference. That's a clean photoreal result. Details like the skin texture, the asymmetry, and the stray hairs make this feel like an actor on set, not a generated face. Once you're happy with your result, go to video mode, add reference media, then element, then new element. Upload the image, set the name to Connor, set the category to character, and save. Every character follows this exact same save flow, so remember it, because we're going to be doing it a few more times. Now let's make our second character the same way. Still in auto mode, paste in the prompt, and generate. This is the daughter in our film. Save her the same way and name her Leah. For our other 2 characters, we're switching the method. Instead of auto, select AI cast, and then click Build Your Cast. This opens up a completely different workflow where you're not writing a prompt, but you're making selections across a full casting interface. With the options we get, it genuinely feels like casting a real actor for a real production. The reason we used auto for Leah instead of this method is because AI cast doesn't give us the option to generate children characters. So auto with a detailed prompt is the right call for her. For Hara, I'm selecting drama as the genre, 80 million budget, 2020s era, and the caregiver archetype. Then for the physical side, I'm going with male, white, 55 years old, stocky build, average height, short beard, And in the details, I'll select custom and type weathered ranch hand sun creased with a workwear outfit. Every single one of these is crucial and affects the final output way more than you think. The caregiver archetype will make him feel friendly and more approachable, which is perfect for his role in the story. And the budget is not too high because we want this to be clean but not look like a Hollywood blockbuster. We're creating a film with grounded and emotional storytelling, so 80 million is the perfect spot. Let's generate. He looks really good. That's exactly the kind of result you get when you're specific specific about who this person is rather than just describing what they look like. With AI Cast, you get so much more control because there's only so much you can write in a prompt and you end up missing something. This way you can control every single detail, save him and name him Hara. It's the same AI Cast workflow for our final character. I'll select these settings. I'm keeping drama and 80 million, but switching the archetype to jester. Then male, white, 25 years old, athletic build, average height, just some stubble, sun-tanned in the details, and workwear for the outfit. This is a younger character with lighter energy, kind of like the comedic relief that every film like this needs, so that the viewer gets room to breathe. You can already feel the contrast between him and Hara just from the faces alone. That contrast is going to do a lot of work in the film. Save him and name him Boone. Now we're moving on to our locations. Still in image mode, change the model to cinematic locations, set the resolution to 2K so we get that film-like quality, and paste in this prompt. We get back this cinematic still of a modest farmhouse with a water tower standing tall on the left side of the frame. That water tower is going to matter a lot later. Save it under the location category and name it farm. It's the same process for our second location, so I'll paste in this prompt and generate. The way the lighting reacts with the environment and the texture of the wood make this look like a real set. This is our interior, so go ahead and save it. I'll name it barn. For our last asset, we're switching the model to Soul Cinema. This is Cinema Studio's dedicated model for high-quality cinematic image generation, and it's the right call for a prop that needs to look sharp, detailed, and genuinely threatening. I want to create the drone that will attack our characters, so I'll paste in this. This looks clean, with a military aesthetic. It's genuinely threatening, and let's just say it's not something you would want hovering over your farm. Save it and name it drone. These are all of our assets made and saved, and having them is super important. If we were to skip straight to generating, we wouldn't be making a film, just a random collection of high-quality clips. But when making a coherent story, having the same characters and settings is crucial. And now that we have our assets, we can start creating our film. Stay in Cinema Studio and switch from image mode to video mode. The interface shifts when you do this, and it's genuinely one of the most impressive things about this tool. You get a full set of production controls that feel like you're actually directing something. You can select your saved elements, set the emotions of your characters, set the genre, the camera movement, and so much more. And every one of these affects how your final output will turn out. So you're not just prompting, you're directing. For this film, I'm generating 13 clips in total. I'm not going to walk through every single one because the process is identical each time, but I'm going to take you through the key ones so you understand exactly how it works. Stick around to the end to see the full result. I'll start with our opening shot, and it's the simplest generation in the whole film because we're only working with images at this point. Here's how I set it up. I'm dropping in Connor and Leah as my saved characters, selecting the farm as the location. And then, for emotions, I'm setting Connor to serenity and Leah to joy. This is important because for our opening shot, we want to establish a happy moment with our characters before the action kicks in. Genre is action, duration is 15 seconds, resolution at 1080p, aspect ratio 16:9, audio on, and shot control set to smart. Then I paste in the prompt and hit generate. And look at that. We get this wide shot of the farm at sunrise with our characters walking across the yard. It already feels like the opening of a real film. And a big part of that is the emotion settings. That serenity on Connor, that joy on Leah. You can feel how peaceful and normal life is for these people right now, which is exactly what makes everything that comes after hit so much harder. Now let's make the second video. But before generating this one, click Add Reference Media, then Video Generations, find the clip we just made, and save the last 5 seconds of it. Because this time, we're using it as a video reference. And this is where the workflow gets a lot more powerful. Cinema Studio lets you feed your previous generation in as a reference for the next clip. It uses that to maintain visual and narrative continuity across shots and keeps the same lighting, the same world, and the same vibe. This is what makes the film hold together rather than looking like a series of separate generations. Settings this time include all 4 characters, the farm location, and video 1 as the reference. For the emotions, I'm keeping them the same for Connor and Leah, and selecting serenity for both Hara and Boone. Every other setting stays the same. I'll paste in this and generate. We now see all of our characters in the same setting, all interacting with each other and the environment. And everything has remained perfectly consistent with all the elements being carried from the first clip. That's continuity, and that's what separates a film from a mood board. For the next one, I want to jump ahead to the first major turning point in the story, and it's a good example of how the emotion settings completely change the energy of a generation. We're still referencing the previous clip, but look at the emotion shift. Connor is now set to fear, Leah to terror, Hera to rage, and Boone to terror. Compare that to the serenity and joy from the opening shot. That's the entire emotional arc of the film compressed into 4 settings. And Cinema Studio actually reads those. The faces, the body language, and the energy of the clip all reflect what you set. Let's generate and see what we get.
It's just that... Boone, don't...
That's a brutal scene in the best way possible. The drone appears and disturbs the calm and peace of our characters. The emotions we selected really come through, and Boone meets his end. The timing between his reaction and the drone firing isn't the best, but it's not that noticeable. Let's jump ahead a bit more. This one is worth showing because the prompt structure is completely different from everything else we've done. Instead of a standard third-person shot, this is a first-person POV from inside the drone's targeting heads-up display. It's honestly one of my favorite ideas to try out. Only Connor is selected as a character, and I'll set his emotion to rage. He's obviously angry after what just happened and wants to take the drone down. I'll paste in this. That shift in perspective, suddenly we're inside the machine that's been hunting them, changes the entire feeling of the sequence. It's a directorial choice, and the fact that you can make that choice inside Cinema Studio is exactly what makes this tool different from everything else. The first-person POV looks really good, and everything remained intact. This is also a good moment to talk about prompt precision because it matters more than almost anything else in this workflow. I wrote all of these prompts with Claude, but I reviewed every single one before running it. There is a real difference between vague action descriptions and specific ones. When I wrote the water tank falls and hits the drone, the result was underwhelming. When I rewrote it as the iron tank drops from its mount and slams down onto the drone, crushing it completely against the ground, the generation came back exactly as intended. Read every prompt, tighten the action verbs, and make the consequences explicit. Let me also show you the final clip. All three remaining characters are on the farm. Connor set to vigilance, Leah to terror, and Hara to fear. And the prompt describes what happens after they think it's over.
They sent one to find us. They found us.
This is an incredible cliffhanger, and it works because everything before it was built with intention. The characters, the world, the story, the continuity between clips. Every decision we made from the moment we opened Claude feeds directly into why that final shot lands the way it does. Now we have everything we need, so let's put it all together. Open your video editor. I'm using CapCut, but any editor works. Arrange your clips from video 1 to video 13, trim anything unnecessary, and add one consistent background music track across the entire edit. This matters more than it sounds. Cinema Studio generates different music for every clip, so if you keep the original audio, the soundtrack changes at every cut and ruins the cinematic feel. Now let's look at our final result.
It's crooked.
Crooked is fine. Hand me another one.
There's no more.
Leah, you sure you're not 9 going on 40?
You're not funny.
He's really not.
The hell is that? Drone. Don't move. It's just a... Boone, don't... Barn, go! Cover!
We can't outshoot it.
I know.
Then what?
Tower.
Hey! Over here!
Climb. Don't look back.
Dad?
Climb.
Come on! Come on! Come on!
Dad, it's stuck!
Leah! Now!
They sent one to find us. They found us.
What you end up with is a complete AI film with a clear story, consistent characters, and scenes that flow naturally together. That consistency comes from planning the whole film from the beginning. The story created direction, the assets created consistency, the video references created continuity, and Cinema Studio gave us the control to direct it all. And the best part is that this workflow works with any story you have in mind. So if you want to get started and make your own cinematic film, click the link in the description to sign up to Higgsfield. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.